What's going on, everybody? It's your boy AT back with another episode of the 86. If you're gonna catch this on Spotify, this is the 86 live. Before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. On the bottom left corner of the screen, you're gonna find it. Make sure you guys subscribe and make sure you guys like, share, comment on the video. I hope you guys are doing well. This is the match preview for the Premier League fixture between Arsenal and Newcastle. Yes, we're going to be facing Newcastle again, this time in the Premier League. A must-win game, especially after our last result against Crystal Palace. We have to win this game. So I'm going to be looking at the game, what kind of starting 11 I'm expecting or I want, and we're just going to touch up on different points. So stay tuned. Let's do it. So yeah, Arsenal versus Newcastle. Like I said, must-win game, especially after our shit result against Crystal Palace. We have to win. We have to win. And Arteta going to this match, he not only has to pick the right team, which is available to him based on fitness and whatnot, he also has to set them and organize them right. And also he has to motivate them. Sounds ridiculous because these players are in a lot of money and they shouldn't need any more motivation. But at the end of the day, it's the manager's job to, galvanize the squad into going into every match. And he knows our last result against Palace wasn't good enough. Yes, we kept a clean sheet. We didn't lose that game. We were fortunate not to lose at the end. However, it wasn't good enough. Because when you're looking at, for example, Tottenham drawing with Fulham before us, you're looking at that you could have closed the gap. And then after that, Chelsea won. Now they're even more ahead. So the point difference between the top half is, it's just going up and down. And if we keep dropping points, we're going to stay where we are, which is in the bottom right now. We're in 11th place, and we need to start, winning games consecutively. We won 3 in a row, which was well and good. But then the minute we have a good test, like to see what our ability is, we folded. And we can't let it happen again. So we have to beat Newcastle. And unlike the FA Cup game that we had against them, we don't have the luxury of extra added time of 30 minutes. We don't. So we have to beat these bastards in 90 minutes. And we have to beat them good, and I want to see performance. Because other than that, listen, if we keep dropping points, we have Manchester United soon coming up. We have an FA Cup game coming up to advance to the quarterfinals. We can't afford to lose any more games because our confidence is going to start dropping soon. And not only that, the Europa League is coming up soon. Our tie against Benfica is going to come up soon. So the more we win, the more confidence we're going to get. And if you lose, it's vice versa. You guys know how that goes. So I'm going to touch up on the team he has to put out. And not only that, the players have to do their job as well. Because it's well and good pointing fingers at Arteta and stuff. But some of these players have to look at themselves. Because I don't understand how these senior players are looking around the young players and they're depending on them too much. It should be the other way around. The young players should depend on you and learn from you. That's not what's going on. It's our young players teaching these older players how to actually wear the badge. And that needs to change ASAP. And the likes of Smith Rowe, Saka, I'm not sure if Martinelli will be fit for tomorrow. I hope he is. And I hope Tierney's fit. But we shouldn't be a four-man team. Why is it that we're only expecting these 4 players to perform for us in order for the team to succeed? Everyone should do their job on that field. Everyone. So I'm expecting a performance. These guys are at home. And it's against Newcastle. They gave us a hard game in the FA Cup. So we have to make it up for our last result against Palace and against these guys too. Don't forget, it took us 120 minutes to beat the motherfuckers. So we need to, put a performance in and shut it up and start closing in on the gap and also start gaining points and confidence. Like I said, Arteta has to pick the right team. and he has to set them right. He has to galvanize the squad, and the first step is for him to pick the best starting 11 that is available to him. And assuming some players are back from injury, we have a pretty good starting 11, and we should be good enough to slap out these guys. We should be. I don't know why we're fucking around when it comes to these teams. We should slap them up. You know? In goal, I'm going to go with Bernd Leno. Listen, I've seen a lot of criticism for this guy this season. He doesn't deserve it. The way he's been saving us a lot this season, it's not his fault we're down in 11th place. You know what I mean? Everyone else should take a blame. He's one of the few senior players that I look at and say he's a consistent player and I know what I'm getting with him. Does he make a mistake? Of course he does. He makes your odd mistakes here and then, but he is a reliable goalkeeper, and he's showing why he's the #1 goalkeeper at Arsenal Football Club, and he's proving why Arteta was right. He's proving his worth. I don't want to hear about this Martinez talk. He's gone. Leno's our #1 goalkeeper, and for this match, I'm going with Bernd Leno in goal. The back four I'm going with, it picks it like, you could pick it yourself. You know, when you think about it, with the players that we have available, the players that are injured, you could pick it yourself, because, you know, we have a few players that are back in that back four, so it should be a good lineup. The two center backs I'm going with is the left side center back. I'm going with Gabriel. He is back from his illness. He's back from his quarantine. I'm glad he had a speedy recovery. So Gabriel is going to be my left side center back. On the right center back position, I'm going to go with Rob Holding. And then on the left hand side, as a fullback, I'm going to go with Kieran Tierney. Here's hoping he's fit, because God knows we need him. God knows we need him. As much as I love Ainsley, he doesn't have the quality like Tierney does, especially on the ball. And he doesn't have the tenacity that Tierney has. So I'm going with Tierney as the left back. As on the right back position, I'm going with Hector Bellerin. He's been performing decent, especially since the Chelsea game. He's been pretty consistent. I hope he continues on this form. And, you know, here's hoping he can continue on these performances. The only thing I can knock him over, it's always consistent with him, is his crossing. His final ball is always shit, and he needs to start improving that. But aside from that, that's my back four. I'm going to say it again, my back four, it's going to be Gabriel, Holding, Tierney, and Bellerin. And in midfield, I'm going to make a total change now. I don't care. I know he just came back from an injury, but immediately I'm going to throw him in the deep end. Thomas Partey in the starting lineup. We need him now. He's our dynamic midfielder. He has the ability to break up play, and also he has the ability to, you know, link the defense with the attack and, you know, at least help our attacking players. So I'm hoping he is fit enough to start this game and show us why we paid the kind of money we paid for him. And we've hardly seen anything from him aside from the United game, but I'm hoping he's fit enough to start this game. So I'm going with Thomas Partey. Next to him, now this is a toss-up. I could go with, as his partner, I could go with Xhaka, I could go with Elneny, I could go with Ceballos. I know he's been performing, when Partey performed well, it was with Elneny. But in my opinion, I think the best balance is Thomas Partey and Dani Ceballos. I'm picking Ceballos because, like I said, he is a hard worker, and going forward, he knows how to beat players. His ability on the ball is pretty underrated when you think about it. He's pretty good on the ball, and going forward, he's pretty reliable when you give him the freedom. And having a guy like Thomas Partey is gonna maybe, you know, free him up and give him that license to go forward. So I'm going with Thomas Partey and Dani Ceballos in the midfield. Just sitting in front of them in the number 10 role, I'm gonna go with man like ESR, Emil Smith Rowe, my guy. I know he didn't do much the last game. It's not up to him. Listen, Palace sat on him pretty much. They didn't allow him to create anything, and he hardly received the ball to create anything. So, listen, hopefully he has a better game, and with the likes of Partey and Ceballos in the midfield, they'll supply him, you know, with balls that's good enough that he could create something, you know. So I'm gonna go with Emil Smith Rowe in the number 10 role. Now the front three. Now this is where things get interesting. I'm assuming Gabriel Martinelli is fit because Arteta said he should be back in contention for this game. So looking at the starting lineup, you're thinking to yourself what kind of team you're going to pick. But for me, I wouldn't start with Martinelli because, like I said, we don't need to risk him. We don't need to risk him. If anything goes wrong, we can bring him on as a sub. So for me, I'm going to go on the left-hand side. I'm going to go with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Listen, like I said, the last game, he created everything he got. In the Palace game, he's the one that created everything for himself. When you don't have Tierney to create something for you and Saka on the right-hand side, going freely, he hardly gets the ball. But hopefully, if Tierney's back, someone's going to be able, to supply him with a good delivery so he can, start scoring some goals. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka. Like I said, our player of the season so far, arguably. Like, he's our best player right now. And listen, this guy's playing everywhere in the field. He's playing as a left wing, left wing back, left back, right back. Anywhere you put this guy, he puts in a performance. So in the right wing, I'm hoping he has a good performance. Like I said, he didn't do much the last game, but hopefully he has the license to do something now. So on the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka. And up front, I'm going to go with Alexandre Lacazette. Like I said, last game he didn't do anything because there was no one supplying him with with good chances. He had one opportunity where I think it was Smith Rowe crossed the ball from the right hand side and Bellerin fucked it up when he ran over him and decided to take the chance. That wasn't his fault. But give him the chance, he will score. We've seen his recent form. I hope that continues, and I hope he gets back on the score sheet again. So up front, I'm going to go with Alexandre Lacazette. So that's my starting 11. It's a pretty good enough team when you think about it. So I'm going to say it again. Leno in goal. My back four is Gabriel, Holding, Tierney, and Bellerin. And in midfield, I'm going to go with Thomas Partey and Danny Ceballos. In front of them, Emile Smith-Rowe. On the left-hand side, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. On the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka. And up top is man like Alexandre Lacazette. So that's my starting 11. It should be good enough to slap up Newcastle. Hopefully we do slap them up. And, I'm praying here because we need the 3 points. But that's it. That's the preview for the Newcastle game. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did like this video and you'd like to see more, click on the playlist on the top right of the screen. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. It's going to be on the bottom left of your screen. Make sure you guys like, share, and comment on the video and tell your friends about this channel. And all the social media links are in the description below, so make sure you guys click on that. So make sure you guys follow. Till next time, peace out. I'll be back with the match vlog tomorrow. And until then, come on, you Gunners.